Holland Patton. Where was the boy who was charged with the murder of his stepfather?
Holland Patton.
And the OD's reporting today. This is quite. We had stories earlier, basically saying that there were still parties going on. People were coming over. This is all alleged, but what police are saying to us.
They stopped short in when I spoke to them. They stopped short of saying parties. They said it was more of gatherings or like a hangout location. Yeah. They didn't say it was like full-blown parties.
Murder suspect, according to the OD, murder suspect Austin Parker impersonated his dad on the phone, according to a father's friend. So this friend is saying when someone would call, the friend is saying that the kid impersonated the father. Another interesting, this is from AP right now, that a journalist at the Nice airport is saying that there's an evacuation in progress right now. They're evacuating, as we speak, evacuating the airport. We do not know why at this point, but they are evacuating the airport. And that's what's going on there. Sue is standing by. I know we tried to talk to Sue yesterday, and she waited for about 25 minutes, and we lost her. But is that Sue on the line now? Yes, it is. Good morning, Sue. You're back in Utica. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I got a question. Can anybody explain to me why Donald Trump, when he was interviewing Pence or any of the vice presidential hopefuls, why are his children so involved? I mean, I don't think I remember a candidate that has ever had his children interviewing a potential vice president nominee.
Yeah, it is different. But, if you go back, and everybody has their people that they rely on. And I think Trump really relies on his kids, especially his daughter. I think he really relies on her. And
I thought maybe it was take your kid to work day or something.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I think that's a good point. I can't think of another candidate who's had that type of involvement from family members. However, keep in mind, though, with Trump's business, his kids are very involved.
Yeah. Remember Rudy Giuliani when he was did his inauguration as mayor of the city of New York, and his kid, who was just kind of this grunty little kid, was making faces. Wasn't that Giuliani? It was like making faces in the background and everything. You remember that?
Yeah, it was also Chris Farley did it for an SNL bit.
I remember
My dad's mayor.
Yeah. I believe he was. I think he was advising his father, Rudy Giuliani. I don't know.
I find it strange, and I don't know if I am really thrilled about that whole notion. I think if he can't make a decision on his own, without the usual process, it worries me that his kids are they going to be so involved with running the government also? Because let's face it, people are voting for him.
I got to tell you that there was a story out, it might have been yesterday or the day before, about how the kids were, and it was yesterday morning, the kids were worried that their dad was going to make an incorrect decision for vice president.
And they make it right. They're the ones who make the final decision. That's all they wanted to know.
Okay, all right, Sue.
It's kind of vice versa in my household. That's all
I see what you're saying. I get it. Gotcha. All right, Sue. Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
An interesting approach to that, I guess. But I think that they play a major role in decision making, in his decision making. But I think ultimately he makes the end decision. But if you really look through this campaign, when Trump was doing it all on his own, it's when he was getting in trouble. It was his kids that were kind of bringing him back a little bit. But I guess the question would be, if he was brought back a little bit from the very beginning, would he be where he is today? Isn't it the crazy stuff that he said, the outlandish stuff, that's really gotten him where he is today?
It sure got him a lot of attention. Yeah, absolutely.
Julie says Nixon's daughter, Julie Eisenhower, was involved with his campaign, very involved. But I'm not sure we've seen quite the involvement that has happened here. I guess that is true. All right, hold tight. We're going to come right back here in just 2 minutes. Coming up, 8:35, we're going to have the Steve Falvo Easy Money Big Band as part of our Live Music Friday segment. Coming up next, though, Captain Tim Bates on the story that happened yesterday. There was a man held up in a home. It ended peacefully, and it might have had a connection to family court. We'll talk with Captain Tim Bates from Rome PD coming up next on WIBX.